Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a demo. You don't really know you. What's up, y'all? It's quishaelaine. Welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I achieved this 2x6 closure sew-in, stay tuned to the end. So y'all, first thing we're gonna do is start off with your braid down. You can choose any braid down you would like. This is the one I went with. Just keep in mind you don't want them too big because your sew-in will be bulky. Of course, never forget to moisturize your scalp with any oil of your choice. This is what I chose, and I make sure I hit every crease, every crevice, every braid. Your sew-in will be itchy underneath sometimes, so just make sure you moisturize your scalp to your liking and with whatever you would like to use, and just get your scalp really good. Now I'm taking me a cap. It does not have to be HD. You're just going to put that on your head and cut your ear tabs out as if you're doing a wig install. You will need lace glue. These are the two I had on hand. Bundles by Monet lace glue and Erica J Hold Me Down. Boho Active is my favorite, but you can choose whatever glue you want to. And right here, I'm just lining up to make sure I know where my closure is going to sit. Then I'm going to go in and put one light layer just to hold the cap in place right there. Now while that glue dries clear, I'm going to go in with my thread. I'm going to put my thread through the cap under my braid and then pull it out and repeat to the first braid before. And I'm going to just repeat that around my whole cap. And as you can see right here, your thread can get stuck, so just make sure you're pulling it correctly to make sure it's coming all the way through. Now I'm just going to go in and cut the remainder of my cap off around what I have sewn at. Try not to cut too close to where you thread it because the cap is fragile and you know the cap rips very easily. So just cut as close as you can to where you thread it. Friends ain't jacking me, you must be lying to your friends. They know I'm a beast, I wait the giants up again. Shining once again. Ran it up, I told her mama, shout at my DMs. Now I'm right back in, locked in. Shawty got that dress on, so the block is hot again. Think so when I hit it, sound like fuck a ad-lib. Gotta ask again. Then she got it tripping off another yet again. Got a nigga feeling like a sucker yet again. Close on my emotions, then I rush and let her in. Hurry up and let her in. I'ma take a bougie ass to Rodeo and then let her pick up whatever she want. CC Gucci, he gon' take her whatever she want. She pissed me off, somehow she still get whatever she want. Talking about a nigga, I'm finna nail her ass at home. Hit it in the shop. When you're done, your cap should come out something like this. Not perfect, but clean. Now, just as if you was doing a wig, you're going to go in with the makeup color of your choice and just blend that cap as good as you can. And right here, I just got a little alcohol, clean the area where I'm going to put my lace glue. Now I'm going to take my lace glue and I'm going to do 3 layers. You could do however many you want, but 3 be fine with me. So I'm going to add 3 layers and let that dry clear. I usually use a net, but I didn't this time. If you are using a net, just add that before you do your 3 layers of glue. So I went ahead and laid my closure down. It's a closure that I already had used before, but if you're using a fresh closure, just make sure you cut the two sides off, the little thick sides on the side of your lace. Just cut those off and just lay it down. So while your lace is melting and your band is helping hold your closure in place, you're going to take your thread, put it through the closure and under the braid and pull and make sure your thread is secure. When I got to the third braid, I started putting a knot in the thread. You can do that at the beginning, but I just started doing it at the third braid. And I'm going to show you how I do knots. It's different ways, but this is the way I do it. And like I said again, your thread can get caught, so just make sure you pull it and make sure it's going all the way through. Right here is where I start doing the knot. As you can see, I just grab my thread, twist it, and put the needle through the loop and pull and make sure it's very secure. And as you can see, I'm doing that as I go around the back of my head, and I'm going to be sewing the whole way around. Now that I'm done sewing, I cut my thread and I'm going to tie it as if I'm just tying something down. Keep tying it as much as you can, and I put a little loop through it just to keep it, and then cut your extra thread.
Yes, of course. I remember, how could I forget how you feel? You know you were my first time, a new feel.
Now my closure is nice and secure, and now I'm gonna go in with the bundles. These are bundles I did use before. I washed them, dyed them jet black. Now here's the easy part. If you've done a sew-in before, what I'm doing, I'm just taking the end of my bundles, which are doubled, and I'm putting my needle through the end of the bundle. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start sewing at the beginning of the closure on my first braid, which is my anchor braid. And we're going to sew this first bundle around the perimeter of our whole head. And this is if you like the hair to fall more in your face. If not, you can start from the back, but I prefer the hair to fall kind of in my face. So I'm going to take this from one side of the closure to the other side of the closure. And I did not cut the bundles. I went around the perimeter twice. And about every 4 to 6 stitch, I did go in and put a knot like before, just going through the loop with the needle and making sure you pull the knot secure. After going around twice, that bundle is done, and as you can see, it is perfectly around the perimeter of my head from one end of the closure to the other end of the closure. Now with my second bundle, I'm going to go side to side. And just like the first bundle, I put the needle through the end of the weft, which this one is double as well. My third one will be single, but this is double. Put it through the weft like you did with the first bundle. And I'm going to start at like, not the back of my head, but the side, but the back, and go from side to side.
Dog status, Bill Harbor. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Go yard bag, tote the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going as L'Oreal back to Paddock, then going as Jordan as dead. Philippe water trying to drown a bitch. Just a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm cribbing a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like it's dinner. Shit, that conference gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating, I'm hot in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making her ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that bap up a smash. Real nigga alert up, clearing the bag. Piping a bitch and then I got cash. Turn up the shooters, the switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, but don't moving past. Trapping no rapping, my dog, you fall off. No capping, no bound, I'm a brick. Fuck on your bitch and I told her to call off. Actually, I'm making her quit. Painkiller, got my little demons on gold. They ready to hit with the stick. Painkillers, got my little bitch on gold. She ready to eat up the dick. My main hitters, call up the gang members. They was already on the lick. Hanging with Migos, all these drugs and guns. Think we mess again.
He want the scoop, she want the tea. She want the tea. I cannot speak. We keeping it street. We keeping it street. I took a loss, but you still gon' get beat. You still gon' get beat. How much it cost?
Say the word, he give me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody. I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. I just wanna take her out and prove. Really love her too. We can lay around and play around and got time to hang with my crew. I love her. I love her. Goddamn, I love her. I love her.
Is it the could do like my ex? It's the way that I talk my shit. This the way that I wear these glasses. Met him on April the 6th. Okay. About 15 bought me a pack. I heard he be hard on bitch shit. I made him fall in love with savage. It's the fact that I'm hard on niggas. But no lie, you making me feel. You got no type, but he say I'm the one. Let's go. He must got a thing for real, bitch. I know I can get a little crazy. I know, but I love that you know how to deal with it. I need you to bear with me, baby. For real. I ain't really used to no real nigga. You own me and I'm on you too. I promise I'm not about to let up for nothing. I know I be nagging sometimes. Shit, put dick in my mouth, make me shut up or something. I promise to keep it tight. Every time gonna feel like a bird. You keeping me happy, you getting me deep. You gotta ask me who my search.
Say the word, he give me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody. I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. I just wanna take her out and prove. I really love her too.
So right here I'm about to run out of thread. I just have another one ready. We're gonna just cut it, tie it up, make sure it's in a knot, and we're gonna start a new thread. Just put it through the web and then start sewing again.
Favorite song come on, it's up. T-shirt and pants on. Know he love big good for show. His favorite red pump. He got motion and I get it too. The sexy so connected. Food on with the pussy. Ain't have to make no spaghetti. Feeling love so bad. My friends say I'm forgetting. Pray don't play with my penny. This shit gon' get
You
domestic.
ain't gotta say the word, he give me what I'm
And after that, your second bundle should be done. And I went ahead and sewed my last bundle in off camera. And I sewed the last one without doubling it. And I'm just finishing it off at the top near my closure. And what I did was for right there beside, I'm just sewing it and connecting it right next to my closure. So just like before with the other tracks, you just take it through the bundle, take it through your closure and under your braid. And at the end of that, you put it in a knot and cut your extra thread. And you should be done with sewing after that.
I never had the bag. I ain't taking shit back, bitch. I said what I said. I was down bad, and they left your boy for dead. She say, girl, that fat nigga keep a loaf of bread. I still got powerhouses coming through on mopeds. I'ma still run that check up like I got 4 legs. Give me any drug, I'ma get it home. I'ma stop on these fuck niggas every time they piss noise.
Now that everything is sewn down, I'm just gonna go in with my wax stick and make sure all of the tracks is flat. Right there where you see my braid a little bit, I did go in and add another track just around that part right there just to close that out. But I'm just going in with my wax stick and then I'm going to use my hot comb just to flatten all of that out before I flatten the closure.
Get my own sack, bitch. I never had the bag. I ain't taking shit back, bitch. I said what I said. I was down bad, and they left your boy for dead. She say, girl, that fat nigga keep a loaf of bread.
This real ice, I don't need a flash for this shit. For this cash, got a bad bitch that'll do a trick. Designer down, I ain't take the tag off this shit. They ask me why, cause bitch, I paid a bag for this shit. I'm that type of nigga, get a rap check, go buy a brick. I'm the type of nigga, catch you hatin', I'ma slide your bitch. You with this shit, oh you ain't, pick what side you with. Bad still coming in, all kind of shit. Foreign car
car driver, pull up all kind of whips. Trap nigga fashion, put on all kind of drip. Can't do gymnastics, nigga, I'ma make it flip. All these blue honeys on me, got them thinking I'm a crib. Long live nip, all I know is hustle. Ain't real street nigga, got this shit up off the muscle. All this jewelry on, I ain't got no time to tussle. Looking like a breeze, jumping out that motherfucker. Got the small talk.
Okay, so again, I already had used this closure, so it kind of already got apart. I'm just gonna go in and clean it up a bit. And of course, it was already bleached and plugged prior to this.
I ain't taking shit back, bitch. I said what I said. I was down bad, and they left your boy for dead. She say, girl, that fat nigga.
So I'm just gonna go in with my wax stick all around the closure and hit it with my hot comb just to flatten it out. Now I'm gonna go in with some heat protectant and I'm gonna flat iron piece by piece, not too little, because I'm not gonna leave it straight the whole time, but just straight enough just to not be frizzy and looking crazy.
I'm tryna grab that. If you get too close, tell a nigga back. He been calling your phone, we don't call back. Let him know it's his fault and you need to fall back.
And now that I'm done flat ironing, I'm just going through, brushing through, and finally it's time to take this lace band off. It definitely been on more than an hour. Okay, so here is the final look. She not bone straight, but she's straight enough. I might end up adding curls, but it got a nice blend, and I did great for my second time. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope this inspired y'all to try your closure and stop doing them leave outs, because mine is fried to the root. I hope this helped. Love y'all. Bye.
High volume.
Am I really that much?